This week, I'm gonna swap my screen time with reading. So that's a total of pages in 28 hours. On Monday last week, I spent 2 hours and 10 minutes on my phone. So that's how much time I'm gonna spend on reading. The first book of my challenge is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, and it's a prequel in the Hunger Games trilogy. And can you believe it? This was actually May's book club book, and now it's June, and I've only read 2 pages, but I thought this was the perfect opportunity to catch up on my reading. Hey guys, it's the next day. I ended up reaching my goal yesterday. I read for 2 hours and 10 minutes, I think a bit over. And I read around 90 pages. The real challenge though is the fact that I have 6 more hours to go and it's already 20 past 3. This is today's mission, 6 hours and 58 minutes, which is basically 7 hours at this point. And I've done 1 hour, so 6 more to go. I'm basically going to finish this book today if I'm going to have to read for another 6 hours. But on that note, these are the other books I'm considering. This one is June's book club book. It's The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. He's an amazing author, guys. Like, if you are not really into fantasy, I know I speak a lot about fantasy books, but if you're not into that, but you want a good read that will tug at your heartstrings, this is probably going to be the next one I'm going to read. But then I also want to read this gorgeous book because it's gorgeous and also because it's based on a Hermione fanfiction. And as you know, I loved Alchemize and now I'm into Hermione fanfiction. Then this book I still haven't tackled because it's a series, first of all. And it's big. It's so thick. Like, I could literally hurt someone with it. I'll read at some point. Then we have the second book of the Villains series by V.E. Schwab. I already read Vicious. I do really want to read it, but I've kind of like left it for now. I had so many other books to read. Hey guys, I actually managed to read for 8 hours and 58 minutes. I think I didn't go to bed until maybe 1 a.m. But I did it. Almost got to the end of Sunrise on the Reaping as well. But then I finished it this morning. So I read for almost an hour and I'm going to do another sprint of 4 hours of reading because if you can even believe it, I was on my phone for 8 hours and 46 minutes. What did I do? Who knows? I'm clearly addicted to my phone. Somebody come and fix me because this is not okay. Like, why am I so obsessed with my phone? This is actually a little bit concerning. Anyways, I finished Sunrise on the Reaping. I thought it was okay. It read like a fan fiction from someone who is a Haymitch fan and they wanted to write his past. It just didn't really fit the whole series. My next book I'm gonna read is The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. I'm excited for this one. It's quite a short read. It's in tatters. I borrowed it from a friend and apparently he doesn't know how to take care of books. So yeah, I'm reading this book for my first sprint. And then I've decided, I'm not gonna lie, even yesterday reading for almost 7 hours, I felt a bit like, this is a lot. It feels a bit like a waste of time in ways. Since now we're in June, and if you guys followed me or watched my previous videos, you would know that I finished my second draft of Project Mirror, my debut dark fantasy book, at the end of April. And I was gonna take May to do like research, which I didn't do, but let's not talk about it. So now we're in June, and I really need to start working on it. So what I did was I sent my draft to my Kindle, and I'm gonna read it like a book. Wow. This is Project Mirror. It's my baby and I'm so happy that I was able to like format it correctly as well. Like, it's even got a little dedication page and then we go into like the prologue. I'm doing it real quick so you guys can't read it. So yeah, in my second sprint I'm going to be reading my own book because I need to start editing it and I can't edit it until I read it. So we'll be doing that. Very exciting, very fun. Let's stop yapping so I can read. It's the halfway mark. I've got 4 more hours to go through, and it's 7 p.m. I think it's even almost 7:30 now. I'm how many pages in? 110 pages in. Yeah, it's very slow paced, but I kind of like that about his books. I don't mind it with Ishiguro's writing. I'm gonna bank this for the rest of today because I'm gonna work on Project Mirror now. Hey guys, I managed to read for 8 hours and 46 I think it was 46 minutes. Honestly, so exhausted. And I don't know how I turned reading into a full-time job. I finished on page 115 last night on The Remains of the Day. And then on my own book, Project Mirror, page 83. It's not a lot, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Working on the second draft actually felt a lot easier than reading this book. Weirdly. What do I think about The Remains of the Day? I like the writing style, I like his voice, but it is very slow and I just think it's not ideal for my reading challenge. I feel like for this challenge I would have preferred something more fast-paced. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna drop it for a bit and then choose the next book, which is gonna be the actual June book club book, so this is the thing. I'm torn between my god, I keep moving. Rose in Chains or Daggermouth. So I might read a chapter of each. Today we have to read for 5 hours and 40, something like that. I reckon I'll split it 3 hours on Project Mirror and then 2 hours and 40 on one of the books. So let's get to it. I ended up reading 2 chapters because the first one was kind of a bit short. And so far, I'm intrigued. This is quite similar to Alchemized, but I'm hoping that there's going to be a bit of a twist. And also, if the love interest actually looks this good, how can I not love this book already, you know? Now I'm gonna read Daggermouth, which some people say it's similar to Hunger Games. So it might be a little bit soon to read another book that has kind of that vibe. Also on another note, working on Project Mirror has been going quite well. I think I'm now page 103. I don't remember what I said earlier. I feel like I read 20 pages basically. Honestly, I've taken so many notes. Like, I'm being thorough. That's why it takes me so long. Good morning guys, it's finally the last day of this challenge. How do I feel? I am so exhausted and I'm so excited for this to be done, if I'm honest. I'm not gonna lie, I still enjoyed it. It was more the fact that I couldn't do anything else, especially when it was Wednesday and I had 8 hours of reading to do. That's the whole day gone basically. So Remains of the Day, I didn't read any of this yesterday. Then Rose in Chains, I read up until chapter 5 and I'm on page 28. And then Daggermouth, similarly, I read up until chapter 3, I believe. And then Project Mirror, I worked up until page 103. Today is the last day. My screen time was 4 hours and 24, I believe. My dilemma, though, is I still can't choose between Rose in Chains and Daggermouth. So with Rose in Chains, I am intrigued by the romance, but I just feel like it could also be quite cliche and cheesy. And then with Daggermouth, it also feels like it could be very cliche because I did some digging after reading both books. There is a arranged marriage or a marriage of inconvenience with Daggermouth, and I don't know if I like that trope. Anyways, we're gonna do some reading and then yeah. And we're done! In the end, I decided to just go ahead with Rose in Chains. I'm getting into it. I mean, I'm almost halfway through, and I'm getting into it because it's juicy. Anyway, so I've got my stats right here. On Monday, I read 89 pages, which was just Sunrise on the Reaping. Then Tuesday, I read 261 pages. Again, same book, Sunrise on the Reaping. On Wednesday, I read 234 pages, which was finishing Sunrise on the Reaping as well as starting Remains of the Day and working on Project Mirror. Thursday was a combination of Project Mirror as well as starting Daggermouth and Rose in Chains. So that's 77 pages. And then today, I read 155 pages. So that's a total of 816 pages in 28 hours. That's not bad. I would give Sunrise on the Reaping 2 stars, and then didn't actually finish any of the other books, so can't give it any ratings. But I suppose more of the story is I need an intervention with my phone. I'm gonna think about this, about my addiction to my screen and how I can prevent it or reduce it at the very least. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. So like it, subscribe so you can see this face again, and have a great day.